CBs.
Hey guys, today we're going to go over when you should buy a used lawn tractor, if you should buy a used lawn tractor, and how good this old lawn tractor has been to me over the last 5 years of ownership, and what kind of work I've done to it, and how much money I've sunk into this thing. Let's go. So this is a 1994 Craftsman LT 4000, and it's almost 30 years old. There's nothing wrong with being 30. I bought this for $100 5 years ago off of Facebook Marketplace, but it didn't exactly run. But if you know what you're looking for, $100 is a bargain for a complete old lawn tractor, even if it doesn't fire over. And I knew that these old Craftsmans were awesome and I had to get it. So let me show you why. Well, first off, you have the trusty old single-cylinder 15 horsepower Briggs Stratton IC Gold. And the reason why it didn't run when I got it is because the stator was bad. So I actually brought a screwdriver with me when I went to check it out, jumped the 2 terminals on the stator, and it spun over. So I was good with that. This guy features 1 reverse gear and 6 forward gears. And a cool feature in these older ones, there's no actual push button choke. You just slide this lever all the way to the top and it fires right up. And these guys got a pretty decent sized gas tank. I can typically run this for a couple weeks before I have to fill it back up. But how much money have I spent on this thing since I got it? Well, let's start from the top. Well, the stator I replaced first was about 5 years ago, and we're gonna say $20. And then go figure, after the stator dropped, so did my ignition switch. So I put a new ignition on there. I think that was about $7. And if you watch my most recent video about this tractor, you'll know I replaced the starter. That was about $35. And the one big bummer is I did have to do the head gasket on this machine. It was smoking quite a bit, so it was time. But the gasket itself was about 15 bucks. Now, of course, I've done things like pull and clean the carburetor. I pulled and cleaned the gas tank. I put new fuel lines and a shutoff valve and a fuel filter on there, but that's all stuff I already had, so I don't really count that. But how much money have I actually spent on this thing? Because as you can see, it's not exactly stock. Well, the first thing I did was put these fancy fog lights on there. That was about 15 bucks. Now, the wheels and tires are actually off of a Craftsman garden tractor, so they're a little bigger and more aggressive. I scored all 4 for 50 bucks. And actually, this seat is not stock. This is off of a bigger tractor as well. I paid 25 bucks for this, but it's adjustable. And maybe the coolest part about it is that I do have a 2,500 pound winch on the back. This is the Badland 2500. It's before the Badland ZXR, whatever they have out now. And I believe I got this on sale for 70 bucks. And tucked right in here, of course, is my 2-inch receiver. As you can see, I do have a ball on there now. I use this all the time to tow my bigger trailer around the property, and it's really handy to have one of these. I believe this is around 15 bucks. And of course, the old battery cutoff switch. You may have seen my video on that. If you haven't, check it out. But these are about $6, and they're awesome for keeping your battery from dying if you're going to let it sit for extended periods of time. So the grand total for all the add-ons I put here was just over 180, meaning that with all the repairs and all the add-ons, I'm into this thing for a little over 250 bucks. And this thing has been an absolute workhorse for me for the past 5 years. I mean, I have a video of this thing towing over 1,000 pounds. I actually think I have 2. I'll link them somewhere up here, or something like that, so you can check it out. These are rated to pull like 300, 350 pounds. So pulling over 1,000 is pretty good. Now, it's easier to have patience with an old lawn tractor like this, especially if it's not your mowing tractor. Now, this is my mower. This is a Craftsman LT 1000, and it's much newer than the other one. I'm actually doing my spring maintenance to this guy now, including cleaning up the deck and making sure everything is good to go over here. But this guy's just been my puller. I use this thing to uproot bushes. I use this thing to pull multiple trailers. Sometimes I just go off-road tractoring in the woods. It's just a fun machine to have. So with the purchase price of $100 plus the $77 I put into this in repairs, I'm into this thing for well less than $200, and it's been fantastic to me for a long time. But the question is, should you buy an old lawn tractor like this? Well, the answer is, if you can pick up one of these for around $100, the motor spins freely, it's not leaking a lot of oil, you can do all the work yourself and get a pretty decent tractor for less than 200 bucks. And you can pimp it out like I did. So after the purchase price, all the repairs, and all the add-ons I did, I'm in it about $360 over the past 5 years. But it's been a lot of fun, super utilitarian, and I just love having a working tractor on the property so I don't abuse the good one. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching, but stay tuned. I'm gonna have a lot more springtime stuff coming real soon. As you can see, I got this mower out. I got to do some wiring work to this guy, and I'm going to do a complete walkthrough in springtime maintenance tips for this walk-behind mower. And the old generator will get some love too. I'm just kidding. It's a 40-year-old Coleman. It will never die. CBs.